Can you hear me? Well, hello, internet folks. Hi, my name is Ashley Monroe. Welcome, everyone. If you are not 21 years old, you need to turn this off immediately. This show isn't for you if you are under 21 because we're authors. We're authors and we're drunk authors,
I don't
and
know,
we
maybe
are going to be
18?
talking. We're totally over 18. We're that cool. We are going to be talking books. We are going to be reading sex scenes. If you should not have beer, sex scenes, or books, which I think everyone should have books, go away.
Yeah, everyone should have books.
Exactly. So I have my amazing friend, Elizabeth Thomas, who is an amazing writer. And I don't know if Elizabeth knows this, but way back when I first started my career in like 2010, I did have a book with Keith Publications as well.
Oh,
So
wow,
yeah,
cool.
so we're publishing sisters. We're houses.
Of
I've
course,
worked with like
now
yeah.
I've self-pubbed it because Keith went out of business, but
Mhm. I think it's amazing. And I did read the entire book. It is not a short book. It's like if you don't want to read 100,000 words, this book might not be your cup of tea, but it is so worth it. I read all of the words and I liked it. So,
thank you. That is so kind.
yes,
I like yours is very short, but I see what you did there. I mean,
short and spicy.
it builds into you want to get the next one and the next one and the next one and that's good.
Well, good.
Sorry, I'm already not that intellectual right now.
Me either. That's lovely. That's what this show is about. That's
Yeah.
that's sadly what this show is about. I am drinking. We should introduce our
Yes,
beverages as well.
our partners. Yeah.
I'm a Scotty girl. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm
Yeah.
drinking a Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. They
Oh,
are not a
lovely.
sponsor. Maybe someday, but not today.
That sounds really delicious.
Yeah, it's kind of
But
lemonade.
I am drinking Death in the Afternoon, which is basically a combination of absinthe and champagne, although this isn't real champagne because it didn't come from the right place in France. It did come from France, just not the Champagne region. It is sparkly and it really helps you swallow the absinthe. And this was invented by Ernest Hemingway, who really knew how to get blotto. I gotta hand it to him.
That is the most literary drink I've ever heard. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's perfect, and I do like absinthe. It is good. Of course, in America, you can't get the good stuff. You can only get the non-hallucinogenic absinthe. But
Oh no, I don't know. No, it's illegal now. And this stuff that I've got in here is from Austria. So
am I a pink like giraffe yet, or do you see like
no, you
guards?
look like a normal person.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. No, I mean I know you're not a
devastation.
normal person, but you look like one.
Yes. Okay. So at least we know that at some point during this show, Elizabeth will be hallucinating, and it'll be awesome. I can't
Well,
wait.
no, that was the straight absinthe. I did roll around on the floor crocheting one night with straight absinthe, but
Oh my God, I feel like we're sisters from another mother or something. Because yeah, I'm
well,
all about the
I'm from
arts and the
Michigan though,
crafts.
just next door. So
When this whole social distancing thing, by the way, this episode is being aired 6/17 of 20, so we are in the middle of the Rona. And
yes, the
so if
Rona.
yes, so if
The
we
Rona will
were
not get near you if you have this.
no, it's the alcohol kills it. Didn't the
Exactly.
president say that? He said inject yourself with alcohol. I'm doing
No,
that. Doing that
well,
orally, it's okay.
no, I think it was
That's
like cleaning
government
fluid
approved.
and weird stuff. But anyway, this is much more fun.
I agree. I agree. And speaking of fun, I did really love your book. I truly did. I would not have read such a full novel had I not enjoyed it, and I loved
Oh,
it.
good. I'm
I was
so
camping. And then I was day jobbing and I was reading the entire time of all of this. And Arden's Act is the name of Elizabeth Thomas's novel. And it is an amazing, amazing work of historical fiction. I loved it wasn't a forward, it was like an end like cap
That
there.
afterward, yeah.
Yes, an afterward. Thank you. Thank you. I'm already too drunk to remember how
It's
like
okay.
what's a fly
I don't know
leaf?
where I pulled it out of my, well, anyway.
Yeah, we have to pull things out of places sometimes. That's
Yes.
all about the fiction. All about the fiction.
Orifices.
But yes, the spicy fiction. We are
Horrifying.
talking. But I loved how you gave so much kudos to your teacher. Historical fiction's hard. I'm trying my first historical fiction. Like I like those, like my 2 YouTube subscribers or my 1 fan in Siberia who actually have read my books. They know I'm mostly like sci-fi and urban fantasy, a little bit of contemporary, and all of it's spicy as hell. Paranormal is a big one that I do. And the sci-fi is like probably my bestseller. Dystopian erotica, because we're living in the Rona.
Because what else? Yeah, because what else is there to do in dystopian times?
Exactly. Well, and I had like right after the coronavirus, like I was working like at a hospital. Now I'm working from home, but I was working at a hospital, and I had like 6 people. You should write a book about like dystopian, like the end of the world. I'm like, clearly you don't know my backlist. I've already written those. I am down with this. I can live this.
I saw somebody had a poll up, about like, do you want to read something about Corona and the pandemic and the quarantine, and everyone was like, no. We want to forget it ever happened.
Put a hole in her mask and blah. I feel like
they're saying you should have sex with a mask. I mean, not have sex with the mask, but
I feel like my husband would get behind that, like a bag over my head with Shannon.
Well, there are some
like
people
from
that would put a bag
over
over their head before I would. Yeah. But anyway,
I feel like that would only enhance my sex appeal. Like I feel like a bag over my head. Yes.
I can relate.
Yes. Let's have a toast to that. To all the girls out there who feel like, no, it's all good. We already disclaimed that this is not a show for children. Good.
True.
All right.
So my doorbell is ringing, and I hope my son gets it because I'm not gonna.
Well, if it's
my ex-husband, but
if it's your Amazon sex toys, you better get the door. You better get it.
It's my ex-husband.
Then
not to be confused with Amazon sex toys. Believe me.
Nobody answers the door for that guy. Just let him sit out there. Let him wait.
He sent a bunch of Amazon stuff to my house, so he's collecting it. So he doesn't need me.
So he's
it's a long, amicable story.
Well, I have to say, and that brings up your novel, Arden's End, Arden's Act. I'm so drunk, I can't talk.
It's okay. So am I. It's good. I'm so happy.
I love this. So I don't want to give away everything for the reader.
Right.
It's really well written. Like for legit, I'm like, like when I read as an author, when I read something, I'm like, grammar check, bash, and I didn't do that with your book. So
thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like she's taught me how to write better by reading this book. It was really well written.
Well,
so, compliment.
I feel like, I don't know, like kind of, I feel so vanilla now after I've read yours.
There wasn't an alien orgy. I will give you, there was no alien orgy. So if you want an alien orgy.
There was no alien orgy where I read, but still it was like, I can't believe, well, it's good. It's good. I'm not going to say that I can't believe that she did all that stuff while she was a virgin, but
hey, you know what? Sometimes those virgins, they read romance novels at inappropriately young ages. Just ask my husband. But no, seriously. And everybody who knows me who watches is like, oh my God, trauma. My 8-year-old daughter's like, can I watch this after? I'm like, I don't think so.
Well, that's the thing. My daughter is probably going to refuse to watch this because she refuses to read the book because she says, I don't care what you say. I know it's you. And it's not, because I kind of made her character out of like a combination of two of my best friends, but.
Well, and honestly, every little character I've written, even if they're way different from me, has a little tiny piece of my soul.
Of course.
So if you read an author long enough, you know them. So in a way that nobody can get to know any other kind of artist. I mean, it's really unique. And like my sister, and I'll give her a shout out. Her birthday's Friday, so happy birthday, Michelle.
Birthday.
My sister was like, I don't
singing. I was like fighting not singing before.
We can sing, it's all good. But no, she was like
we want people to watch this and enjoy it.
You know, at that point they turn it all off, right? But no, she was like, I can't read your books because I hear your voice, and I would not want my sister narrating sex scenes to me either. And then he touched her where, I mean, it would be very disturbing. I have two sisters, neither one of them should ever read me sex scenes. Love them, but yes,
I'm an only child, but I have offspring,
and you would not want them to narrate the sex either. It would be wrong.
Actually, I would have like a hoot if my daughter Lisa read this.
Like, I feel like that's the next episode of Drunk Authors.
Oh, yeah.
Drunk Authors spawn. That's like the spinoff. That's the spinoff.
Yeah.
I will keep that in the back burner for the spinoff.
It's a what's the word?
A hootenanny. But I want to start with some sex, because by now people are either like, when
are they gonna get to the sex?
There's no sex, and we only have 30 minutes here
because
I am too cheap to pay for full Zoom. Right. We are on Zoom because I'm cheap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I have to spend the money on the beer.
Exactly.
Yes. To the beer. And
other
and yes. And Hemingway. Love Grapes of Wrath. Okay. So
you didn't write that.
Oh, fuck. Anyway,
that was Steinbeck.
It was John Steinbeck.
I haven't read it, which is even worse.
Love the Old Man in the Sea. Love the Old Man in the Sea.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have redeemed myself.
There you go. It's all right.
John Steinbeck was good too. I don't think
they're saying Hemingway was this big. What?
Maybe. No, he had some like famous actresses. So he was like larger than life. So yeah, but yes. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say all authors are amazing in bed. All of us, every last one of us. And I'm sticking to it. So
sounds good.
Yes. And if an author falls in love with you, you're immortal, because for they will write.
True.
And you will live in their writing. So, and poets, extra lovey-dovey. But I don't write poetry because I suck at it, maybe dirty limericks, maybe, but dirty. No, I don't want to give away too much about her book, but Elizabeth's book was really good because was amazing in like historical, like just all the historical facts. I kept thinking about how many times if I was writing this book, how much I would have had to Google, and how many times I would have been teaching Duras English because of Google searches taking me nowhere. This is really well done.
Well, so she's done a lot of history. I had a class in it. Otherwise, it would have been a lot harder. So she knows her stuff. And the heroine in this book has a amazingly gross, disgusting stepfather, and she wants to get away from him. So just to kind of give you like the lowdown, she is like an actress. She wants to become an actress, and like her entrance into that world is being assaulted by these rich bastards, and one of the rich bastards actually kind of saves her bacon, and she kind of was like, oh, he's kind of hot. But bacon saving guy is like engaged to like a 13-year-old child. So he needs to marry this person for their money and their influence. And so, but he also does not want to sleep with a 13-year-old child. He wants to sleep with this sexy little Puritan.
And so
She's
basically,
not a Puritan. She would hate it.
she's not a Puritan. She's been forced into this lifestyle by her creepy ass stepfather. But
There
her
you
dad
go.
was a cool guy. Her biological dad who died was a cool guy. And she has a lot of memories of living a nice life and then having everything removed and stripped to like the bare bones of living the Puritan lifestyle. I can tell you right now, not for me, not for me. So basically, this beautiful young lady is now in London and she's trying to like find a way to keep her gross, creepy stepfather away. And she wants to repulse him so much. She's like, I'll be an actress. That'll repulse that little effer. And he'll stay and keep his hands off my person and it'll be good because he's like creepy, touchy, gross stepfather. And basically, this other guy, he's like, I'll make you an offer. I will give you money and put you up in this nice apartment and give you stuff if you let me do that nasty with you. No, I'm a nice girl. I lived with the Puritans, damn you. But anyway, so she goes off and meets friends, and she develops a really close friendship with another actor. His name is Brian, and basically, without giving away too much of the story, booyah, she ends up pregnant. Booyah! Not telling you who the father is, but you can guess. And a nice person pulls her out of that situation, marries her, and dies. That made me angry. I will not lie. I was not happy.
Angry at me.
Angry with you.
And I'm sorry, but like he is based on my like one of my best friends, and it's like I'm gonna kill you
him,
off.
did you? You didn't kill him off in real life, did you? Your best friend?
No, he's still
he's such a nice guy.
very much alive, and I love to because he lives in Chicago and he takes me to all the cool restaurants, and I love him. He's my bestie. He's one of my besties.
You tell him that he is awesome, and he was such a nice guy in the book. So it was awesome. But anyways, she ends up going back to Mr. Sexy Rich kind of jerky. I won't spoil the end, but all romances end up happily ever after, or they are not romance novels. Just saying. You should really read this book. Like, I don't want to wreck it. Just read it.
Can I show them what the book, how pretty the book is?
Yes, show the pretty book, please.
This is how pretty the book is. I got this new cover for it.
Oh my God, that
pretty.
is so pretty.
And it's got like real words in it and everything.
26 letters mixed up a bunch of times. I love it. I love it.
Well, that was the thing. I mean, I'm so grateful to Keith Publishing for picking it out, but I hated the large Arial type they published it in. So
yeah, I pulled my books from Keith before they
did what I wanted to.
Yeah, but God rest Mary Keith's soul. She was a very nice lady.
She's still alive.
Oh, she is? Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I know she was sick for a while. When I pulled my book, she was really sick. So I thought maybe
at least nobody told me that she. Anyway.
Okay. Let's
I'm
sorry. Watching this, Mary, I'm so sorry. Thank God you're alive. Thank God. Drunk Authors, sponsored by Lining Google. No, it's not. But anyways.
Hey, a girl can dream.
Okay, so now I'm going to read sex because I've worked up to this sucker. I've worked up to the sex. Okay, so how much can I just go straight into the sex, or do you want me to?
Whatever. Well, like what scene are you going to read? I could tell them a little bit about what's
thinking
going
the
on.
carriage scene.
The carriage scene. Okay. So the heroine and the hero have just been at a party that the king has had. And they got all touchy-feely while they were dancing, and they decided to leave a little early. And I think that's all I need to say.
Okay, so let's see where we want to go to. Well, let's see. I'm just trying to decide like how sexy I want to go, and maybe I should just go super sexy.
Well, what I'm going to read of yours is just
like no one will ever look me in the eye again. Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Nobody, that's probably better for everybody. All right. Let's see. here. Because Courtney had taken the backward-facing seat, Arden straddled him, could see that his manservant could not possibly spy upon them. She gave in then, allowing him to reach down and push her skirts up to her hips, his hands slipping under and questing until they touched the newly bared skin of her upper thighs. Now only the rich brown velvet of his breeches prevented Arden from taking him into her, and she edged herself even further forward upon him. Then he had pulled her. Her arms wrapped even more tightly around his neck. "Oh, yes, my love," he murmured, his fingers caressing her and working their way forward around with each caress to her inner thighs. She gasps as his final stroked the lips of, so drunk, I apologize. She gasped as he finally stroked the lips of her opening between them. He teased her gently with one hand, working on the opening of his breeches with the other, his touch exquisite. Arden struggled not to cry out, her mingled pleasure and increasing desire. "I must be wicked to be so wanton for him," she thought. She thought like this. She stifled a moan as she felt his manhood finally released his hard against Herman's. "Moan all you want to, Arden," he murmured, between the coach walls and the street noise. "Not even Sam will hear." He kept her buttocks in his hands, lifting her enough to slide her back down upon his waiting shaft. She did give in then, and cried out with sheer relief of having him finally inside her. Arden moved upon him then, forcing herself to proceed slowly. She gripped his hips tightly with her thighs, supporting herself with her knees, and lowered her legs against the silk of the coach's cushions. He returned his hands to her hips, holding her firmly, but helping her move, helping her take as much of him into her as possible. I feel like I should leave it there so everyone buys the book. Buy this book. And where can we buy this book at?
Oh, it's on Amazon. When you post this to YouTube, I'm gonna like put the link up and everything.
Nice.
It's available on Kindle Unlimited, so you can get it for free if you have that service.
Nice.
And yeah, thank you. I don't know what else to say.
It was a good read, and I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me read it.
Oh, thank you. I love, they say there is no such thing as bad publicity.
This is true. Drug publicity, the best. Yes, yes. I feel like the two people that watch this might enjoy it. It'll probably just be us and maybe our grandmas.
I got a lot of people on my friends list and who like my page who are like eagerly waiting for this. So,
well, lovely, lovely.
And I'm, I think this should be a thing, and I'm gonna like whenever you do the next one, I'm gonna like post a link to that. And
nice. I do have a guest lined up for next week.
I think this is like a totally awesome idea. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Shall I start talking about your book?
You certainly can.
Yeah. Well, she gave me something called
don't ask me, I forgot the title of half.
His to Command, and it is book one in the Commanded series. And it's very short, which is great because I was so busy, and it was like wonderful that I only had to get 60 so pages read. But it was great because like the character, I love the character, and you're probably gonna have to correct me because that's the thing with like being sci-fi and speculative fiction is you're never quite sure how the names are pronounced, but Brisa.
That's correct. You did it.
And I was thinking Ka Sen, but you can.
That's also correct.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay. And Brisa is this wonderful character where she is probably the king's bastard, because she happens to look exactly like the princess Valtreya. Is that
also correct? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And all her life she has been like the princess's lady in waiting, but like she's also been the one they punish when the princess does bad things, and the princess does bad things a lot, so
She's
she
kind of a
gets
bitch.
beaten a lot.
Yeah.
But she is a sweet and wonderful person and wants to like dedicate herself in service to the goddess, and she takes care of these orphans, and she's just this really sweet girl. And so this Sky Lord comes, because it's really interesting, because the land that the princess lives in used to be Earth, but it is now like this magical place where they use magic, and technology has been kind of forbidden, but there's all these people that migrated to other planets, and there's like this guy who's a tech lord, and he wants to have magic in addition to technology, so he makes a deal to marry the princess of the former Earth, who is quite magical. In fact, she does some really weird things with dead birds.
She's pretty evil.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool though. I mean, I guess I'm part evil. I don't know, but
she's cool but evil.
Yeah. I love my villains, but I mean, not my villain in this book. He sucks, but but other villains in other people's books I tend to love. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Let's see. So anyway, her dad the princess's dad, the king, wants to marry her to this Sky Lord who wants magic. And so of course she doesn't wanna. She's convinced that her virginity is key to her magic and her ability to like make dead birds live again. And
she wants immortality.
Yeah. So anyway, so she kind of like pawns Brisa off on him, pretending that Brisa's her and all that. And so Brisa gets married pretending that she's the princess. Of course, the princess blackmails her into it. Like, lives of all her orphans are at stake. So she takes the deal. And she marries the tech lord, Kasen. And they get it on. A lot. Yes. So shall I just read after that, or
please read some sex? Let's do this thing.
I don't know how much time we have. Okay,
we're looking at you've got about, I'd say, about a good 7 minutes. Make it happen.
You're gonna need it. Brisa was in control until Kasen lifted her off the floor. His lust nourished her soul and made her complete in a way she couldn't fully understand. His muscles flexed, tensing as he carried her to the bed. She gazed up at him as the kiss broke, and he hovered over her. He touched her face, and his gaze seemed to be searching her expression. "You are mine. Say the words." She should have been horrified. Instead of terror, he inspired primal want. She wanted him to make the same vow, but she bit her lip and stayed quiet. Kasen eased her thighs apart, opening her to him. He looked up at her. Tell me I'm yours. I'm sorry. Tell me, he said. And she said, "I'm yours," she wailed. He lavished attention on her clit. She jerked at his touch, shocked. It was easy to be bold when she was caressing him.
But it's hard to read sex drunk.
No one had touched her like this before. Kasen lapped at her pussy as if he'd never tasted anything so sweet.
Oh my God, I wrote this. What the hell is wrong
with me? At first, she was quiet, and then her whimpers grew. He lapped faster, harder. She tangled her fingers in his hair, bucking against his face. He's gonna lose a tooth here.
Hey, it's his own fault. If he's good at it, it's his fault.
Exactly.
Not responsive.
Brisa cried out and he didn't stop. She was breathing harder and her whimpers grew more desperate. She squeezed her eyes shut and saw sparks behind her eyelids as her passion teetered toward the precipice of something wonderful. She'd heard this moment described by other women, but they hadn't done it justice.
Buy my books, Amazon. Buy my books.
This is good shit. I mean, she's
Kobo, Barnes and
She
Noble.
squeezed her eyes tighter, and a keening escaped her in a wail. Brisa came for him, but he didn't let up. Cousin, she cried, more! Then she moaned a long, unintelligible sound. Her hips jerked off the bed as she squealed with pleasure. He replaced his tongue with a large finger, but paused. You're a virgin? She opened her eyes to look at him. He appeared shocked. Brisa scowled. Of course, why would you doubt that? Because she knows a hell of a lot.
I'll tell you right now, maybe her grandmother gave her romance novels at an inappropriately young age, like it happened to me. It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah, oh yeah. I read everything I got my hands on because my parents were like, anything you
At least
can
she's
read,
reading. Yeah, at least she's reading.
you can read. So I took them at their word.
We don't give our kids porn, but books are good. No, but seriously.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Okay, so
Yes.
shall I continue?
If you'd like, please.
Let's see. Her whimpers. Oh yeah. He lapped faster, harder. She tangled her fingers in his hair, bucking again. Oh, I did that already. Okay. Brisa cried out.
Damn it, you've done the bucking. You've done the bucking, Elizabeth.
Yes, I'm so
Stop
sorry.
bucking.
Blame Hemingway.
We are number 70? I don't know where. I'm thinking it's 70.
What's 7?
Sponsor me. Beer.
Oh,
Number
gotcha.
70.
Yeah, okay.
Sponsor, damn it.
Crap.
Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
she was breathing harder and her whimpers grew more desperate. She squeezed her eyes shut and saw sparks behind her eyelids as her passion teetered toward, oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
I feel like Hemingway has done you a great service tonight. Hemingway has given you a gift of
repeating your
Yes.
sex scenes over and
yes. He's like the sex is
he
so
likes
good.
this part, yeah.
Yeah, so Hemingway's like the sex is so good. We're just gonna keep doing it.
Oh yeah, you're a virgin. That's right.
Let's
That's
have
right.
more sex.
She
Hemingway.
opened her eyes
We're
to
gonna
look
toast
at
Hemingway.
him.
We have to toast Hemingway. It's okay.
He appeared shocked. Brisa scowled. Of course. Why would you doubt that? He flushed. Because I'm a fool. Forgive me. He kissed her again, and the frown creasing her brow relaxed. She kissed him back. When he pulled away, she groaned with disappointment, but he returned his attention between her legs and used his tongue to build her need back into an inferno.
Boys, oral sex is the place where it's at. Just so you know, boys. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm rather proud of the bathtub scene at the end.
Yeah, that was a good scene. I like that scene. That was a fun one to write. Okay, I gotta tell you a funny story. So I'm gonna cut off the sex now because at this point everybody is just like they're like, I can't listen to any more of this because sex. Oh, I'm traumatized. Let's have violence.
They're rushing to buy your book right now.
Yes, they want to hear the rest. They want to know.
Exactly. I mean, I'm gonna get those other books because
I'll send them to you as a gift, my friend.
Oh, that's so sweet. But I would buy them just because, Amazon and like getting you popular and, all that cool stuff.
You're going to make my one fan in Siberia jealous if you buy my books too. I'll just give them to you because,
I'm just like, oh my God, you have a fan in Siberia?
So I'll tell you my really quick story.
I have a couple friends who speak Russian. But
here's
anyway.
my really quick story about my Fan of Siberia. So I always tell everybody, they're like, "Oh, you write books?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have my one Fan of Siberia." They're like, "What?" So like when I first started out, one of my publishers had like this company that would like take down like pirated books, and one of the pirate sites was like this Russian site. And the only reason I know is it was Russian is because my name was like written in Russian. I'm like, "What?" And so my, so they
The
had
Cyrillic
put my,
alphabet. How
yeah.
fucking cool.
It was very cool. But they put my entire book up so somebody could just go onto their website and just read it right on their website. They didn't
I
even have to
know. That's a
download
really,
it. I'm like, "You jerk." And
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
know, it's horrible.
it takes a lot. So they obviously liked my book. I'm like, "You jerk. And one person in Siberia is just giving away my book, you bastard." But anyway, so I always joke about my one fan in Siberia who just gave away my book. Sure. But anyways, I know pirates suck. If you are
Yes,
not
they're
paying
evil.
for your books, pirates suck. We don't make a lot of money. I have a day job. I have 2 jobs.
Yeah, I have a day job, and
4 jobs.
I take in, I do little literary things on the side for money. That sounds so sordid. But
what do you do for money, Elizabeth?
Well, I have been known to judge literary contests, and they pay me money for this, and I critique the manuscripts.
I'm very judgmental. How do I get paid for being judgmental? I'm there. Yes, yes.
Oh, I should. Well, I'll send you that later, and maybe.
I could be judgmental for money. Yes.
Oh, it's wonderful.
They're sad. I would do pretty much anything for money. That's the sad part. I won't lie. Leinenkugel, sponsor me. Seriously.
Oh yeah, I love money.
Money is the root of all pleasure.
Fun.
Evil?
Yeah.
Yes. What is this evil stuff? I don't know. Maybe if I had money, I could be like, it's evil. But I don't know.
Because like if you have money, you can like do such nice things for your friends. I mean, how is this evil?
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty much at this point in my life, I'm spending the money my great-grandchildren have not been born or made yet. So yes, so my unborn grandchildren are in debt. Thank you, America! Yes. Woo! Anyways, that is a really depressing way to end the show.
Yes, we don't want
to. Depressing.
Well, see, that's why they need to buy our books, so this doesn't happen.
I know. So at least only one of my great-grandchildren will have to pay my debt. The other one,
I don't even have any grandchildren. Well,
I hope I have 0 because I've met my kids. They're horrible people. I love them to death. But
I love mine, but my daughter, my married daughter, is like wisely waiting until she can afford to have
you're never having grandkids. You better adopt dogs. You are never having grandkids.
Well, actually, she left her dog with me, but anyway.
You have grand dogs. Yes.
I have a corgi.
Oh, cute. I have 3 cats. So
even
my grand cats are bitchy. It's bad. It's bad for me.
Yeah, I have grand cats also. Yes.
Life is buy our books. Life is not going well for the 2 of us. Come on, people.
Because like I'm gonna wind up a crazy cat lady, and they need they need food. The cats
do. Yes, they do. They need either soft food or dry food. We have one cat that like makes us throw up face at soft food. We have one cat that makes us throw up face at dry food. We just have a lot of food issues with our cats.
My familiar Roxanne will not touch wet food. It's crazy.
I hope she's not evil.
She will eat French fries, but she will not eat wet cat food.
And we have one cat that will eat anything. She's the cat that will survive the apocalypse and be my zombie hunting cat with me because she eats potato chips. Like we can't leave potato chips on the table because this cat will eat potato chips. She eats everything. It's ridiculous. But anyways,
when they get opposable thumbs, we're doomed.
Feed our cats, buy our books, feed our animals. If you don't like humans, buy our books for the animals. Yes. But seriously, my publisher, I will say quickly just to kind of give them kudos, Changeling Press is amazing. My editor, Margaret, I call her my dirty grandma because she's amazing. She's like, more sex. Where's the sex in this book? And I get like edits back and she's like, sex here. And I'm like, but okay.
But they don't do that yet. Yeah. So, they hardly know each other.
Okay, shaking
We
hands.
don't know each other.
Alien sex. They shook hands.
Yeah, really. Ooh.
I don't think Margaret would allow me to get away with that one. I feel like she would shoot me down, and the edits would be ugly.
I don't know. It just depends. It depends on how you would write it. I mean, you could like do something really erotic with just.
I apologize to everyone watching this. I'm so sorry. Oh, so sorry. Forgive me.
I'm not a bit sorry. Of course, my glass is empty.
Hemingway, fill her up, Hemingway, or I will make you write the
Well,
grapes.
I do have the champagne here. The absinthe is downstairs. I drank like about half of this before we even started. And I poured a little more champagne in to make it more palatable. See, some people love that black licorice taste, not so much. I only like what it does for me.
I like the absinthe. But you've got to have like the weird little spoon thing, and you've got to put the sugar.
Oh yeah,
cube,
I've got the sugar
pour it over
cube.
the sugar cube.
Although I know this is weird, but I like it in the wintertime in hot chocolate.
That is weird. I would drink I like Bailey's Irish cream and hot chocolate.
Right.
Yes. And if you have an Aldi's near you, they've got like an O'Doul's Irish cream, which tastes identical but way cheaper. So like everything we have is generic in our house.
The northern states, they have
Kugels.
liquor departments in the grocery stores, which they do not have in Texas. Trust me.
Weird. I feel like liquor departments should be like the first thing anybody walks into.
It helps you prepare for the rest of the store.
Exactly. I'm surprised with pandemics they don't have delivery with the alcohol.
Well, now see, that's where Texas was good. They do have delivery now.
I have to move to Texas.
You can get like Mexican food, and they'll like deliver the margaritas to you. Yeah.
I can tell you stories about trying to make margaritas to go at restaurants that only embarrassed my husband a little bit. Only a little bit. And my children will not go back to certain restaurants because of my carry-out methods. I'll need a box for this, but you have one bite. I need a box and a straw. Don't judge me. But anyways, we're almost done with the show. Tell me any last words you have about your writing. Tell me
about my writing?
Yes, tell me.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's my issue is I do love romance. I do love sex scenes, but I love all different kinds of literature. Like my work in progress is, I'm kind of gonna like call it romantic suspense. It's more contemporary, and it's like a love quadrangle between and there's two serial killers involved in it.
Ooh, it's yeah. Oh, and my biggest pet peeve about being a writer is when people are like, it's like that one show. I was gonna say, it's like you, right? It's like you, where there's a serial killer, there's love, there's sexiness and sexy stuff.
Yeah.
Joe. But seriously, it's like my biggest pet peeve about writing. Somebody's like, oh, you're like, I'm no longer, if somebody's like, what are you working on? I'll be like, none of your business. Because and like, I'm working on none of your damn business is what I'm working on. But like, seriously, like my biggest pet peeve about writing is like when you're like, okay, my storyline, there's aliens. Oh, it's like that one movie. Yes, like that movie. No, it's not like that movie. It's not.
It was like that movie, but it's not.
You might want it to be like that, but it's not. Damn it, it's my brainchild, you jerk. Like, you don't look at somebody's newborn baby and be like, you look just like the Johnson's kid,
Unfortunately, though, that's how, like, you pitch things, though. It's like,
I know, they're like, that's like so dumb. Yeah, it's like, okay, before you send this to an agent, make sure you tell them exactly the top 3 best-selling books that this is exactly like.
Right.
It's original, so 0. It's like Twilight. I don't. There was like
that's the thing.
Nobody sparkles.
This work in progress, it started out as a fanfic, and somebody said, hey, you really ought to write this as your own book, make it, because it's too good. I'm sorry, I'm so modest, but anyway, this was a friend. He's a beautiful friend who said this.
But
And
if people are
he
saying
said
that,
50 he said 50 shades of gray. And the dollar signs
yes,
went off in my head, and I did manage to convert the characters and make them themselves, but yeah, it's all good.
I like that. So it's a little bit of BDSM. Is that what I'm understanding?
Not so much. Well, there is this one scene where he's like strapped in a chair with zip ties.
Ooh. That one scene with the zip ties. What? You're blowing my mind. I'd like to see a historical romance with zip ties.
No. See, this is not
Actually, they'd have to be like hog ties. I don't think they had zip ties before.
Well, rope
plastic was invented.
Rope is old.
Oh, Japanese rope bondage. You could work that into a historical romance.
True. That's one of the things I did like about like Robert, when he's like talking about all these different cultures and like how they, like to get it on, and it's all
cultural sex. Yes. I don't care what color you are. You like to have sex. Maybe I like to have sex with you. Yes. But anyways, my husband's watching this right now somewhere going, oh my God, I can't believe I know that. Or he's like, yes. More likely he's
I don't know if my daughter will be able to actually watch this. You didn't read that much of the scenes, so
what's your daughter's name again?
Lisa.
Lisa, listen to me. Lisa, watch this. Your mom is very talented. Ask her to send you a copy of the book and have her edit out anything that has the word sex.
Yeah, I just see my black Sharpie.
Oh my God, that'd be the best gift ever for Christmas. Lisa, for Christmas, you're getting a book.
Well, it's funny, like
redacted.
My mom and my aunt, they were like, oh, I skipped all the sex stuff, but it's a really good book.
Yeah, I feel like from now on for Christmas, all of my relatives are getting redacted sex scenes books. Yes, all one of you that watched this. Yes, that's what you get for Christmas. Yeah. So one of my sisters, Jeannie, you probably won't watch this, but Jeannie, if you're watching, really hates sex scenes. She doesn't like sex scenes in books, period. So she has really had a problem with my books.
I can imagine.
Yes, it's been hard. It's been hard for the sisters of the Ashland. It's been hard for them.
It's been hard for them, huh?
It's been hard for them. Yes. Oh my God. What?
That's what she said.
Anyways, so on that note.
Yes. Thank you all for watching. This has been so much fun. And thank you, Ashlyn, for inviting me and introducing me to your books. This is great. This is wonderful. I hope you have lots of other guests, and I will watch all of them.
Good. So yes, and I'm sorry for any emotional trauma my book caused you. I love you, Elizabeth. I adore you. I've really enjoyed your writing. I mean,
that's so kind, because I felt like, oh God, my sex scenes are so vanilla.
Okay. I don't do too many things well, and that's where this show has come from. The only things I do well are sex and beer. Sex and beer are the only things I do well.
Wonderful things.
Yes. And that's why I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 21 years.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Anyway, so marriage, the next YouTube channel will be marriage advice. Drink beer, have sex. The end. Screw how well you cook. If you if he drinks enough beer, your meals will taste amazing. Anyways, so other than turning your spouse into an alcoholic, I have no other advice. And actually, I'm pretty sure it went the other way. I was a nice girl until he got a hold of me. I swear. Except for the romance novels. That was all Grandma's fault. Damn you, Grandma. Damn you.
Grandma's rock, man.
Grandma. But anyways, Elizabeth, it has been my absolute joy and pleasure. I will totally be bothering you on social media way more often. You'll be like, oh my God, Ashlyn's tagging me in shit again. Oh my God.
No, it's great. No.
Yeah. You're
I need
lovely.
to get out there. It's like, you know.
I feel your pain. Yeah. So like I said, my one fan in Siberia who likes my books burns them to keep warm in the winter. So anyways,
well, you don't have to worry about that here because it is so hot. It's pitiful. But
well, good.
Yeah.
Summertime in Michigan.
No, actually, I'm in Texas, and it's much. See, I was born and raised in Michigan, but I got transported.
So now you have the lovely delivery liquor. I'm so jealous. My jealousy is huge.
I mean, there are some wonderful things here.
How about scorpions? Scorpions sound terrible. Do you have them?
Not where I'm at. Like slightly west of where I'm at.
Scorpions bad. But you're good.
Yeah. I agree.
Right.
I don't
in History Channel, disclaimer, History Channel cannot sue me because this is not drunk history, this is drunk authors. No suing. No suing, Ashlyn.
See, they can't sue us if we say we've been inspired by them.
True. So. And if you have no money, blood from a stone, read my books. I have a day job. You'll get it, History Channel. Exactly. No suing me, Ashlyn. But Elizabeth, you are amazing. I'm going to post this tonight.
You are too.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to post this tonight so that we can traumatize all of the people we know with it.
Yes. I mean, so, there are people waiting with bated breath for this. I'm telling you.
I am so excited to traumatize them. People who are waiting. Ashlyn loves you and trauma. All of the trauma for you. All of the trauma. But Arden's Act, Elizabeth Thomas. Buy it or you suck. The end.
and His to Command is quite a good read, and definitely
Changeling Press, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Nook, wherever you like your ebooks.
Exactly.
Check out Changeling Press.
She's good. She has them all over. See, I've kind of like I've sold my soul to Amazon. And done the Kindle Unlimited and etc. So
hey, Amazon is where a lot of us make the most of our money, but ironically, I do better on Barnes and Noble with these sci-fi than Amazon sometimes. So and Kobo does really well, but I think part of that is like some of the international distribution. So my one fan in Siberia can read it. And sadly, he has not burned his Kindle, or she has not burned her Kindle yet. So the ebooks are going well. It's only the print they burn it. They only burn the print for once. But yes, thank you for being my guest. I appreciate you. And I will be here next week. Somebody else. And Kate will be my guest next week. And Kate and I will not be sober. So. Yay, and I can't wait to introduce you guys to Kate's
What, you thought I was?
No. No one will ever be sober on the show. If you're sober on the show, okay, I won't lie.
It's
a few of my friends were like, I want to be on your show, but I want to be sober. And I'm like, well, that could work, because I'll just pass out and you just take over. So anyways, so any of my sober guests get to take over and just do the whole show, and I'll just snore on my desk here.
So easy for you. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I love it. So anyways, thank you again. You're amazing. I love your writing. And I look forward to more of it. I really look forward to more of it. So, and tell your friend who inspired Brian that he deserves a better death. A way better death! So anyways.
All right.
Have a wonderful
night. Spoilers or nothing. But...
No spoilers! Everyone dies in her books! Oh, wait!
Black Skull and everyone dies.
In my book, everyone dies too. The Little Death, for the French
yes,
orgasm, the Little Death.
Yes.
Anyways, drunk authors, more coming soon, unless we have totally traumatized all of my future guests, which is possible. But I doubt it. Elizabeth, you
bet
did a
there
great
will
job. Me, not so much.
No, you did great. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you later, lady.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
It won't stop.
Oh, should we?